It is now time for this morning's main attraction. Fire Chief Tom Jenkins has served as the City of Rogers, Arkansas Fire Chief since 2009. Prior to his arrival in Arkansas, he served as Deputy Chief for the City of Sand Springs, Oklahoma Fire Department. He holds a bachelor's degree in fire protection and safety engineering from Oklahoma State University and a master's degree in public administration from the University of Oklahoma. Chief Jenkins is a 2006 graduate of the Executive Fire Officer Program and in 2010 became Arkansas's first Chief Fire Officer designee from the Commission on Professional Credentialing. Chief Jenkins is a regular presenter at national conferences and has been active in the IAFC for many years. Please welcome again, to deliver his presidential address, IAFC President and Chairman of the Board, Chief Tom Jenkins.
4 years ago, I found myself in a position where I thought that I might be able to help and serve our profession at a level that was, as I thought, a little out of my league. Running for office in 2014 was an experience in and of itself. Listening and connecting to our members, many of you in the audience, allowed me to understand where our association needed to improve and how I could potentially make it a little better. My experience as president has been a highlight of my career, perhaps my entire life. I think that's probably a sentiment shared by many past presidents. I'm honored to have served this association, and I'm thankful for the opportunity I had to serve you, the members of it. Each year, the work of the president is vigorously highlighted and celebrated, but secret is, I think our work sometimes is a bit exaggerated. The real work is done by your board of directors, the leadership in the various committees, sections, and divisions, and also our remarkable staff. And it's that fusion among leadership, membership, and the staff that contributes to the IAFC being the most respected and successful fire service organization in the world. The items we focused on this year were not decided on by a gut feeling I had, a staff recommendation, or divine inspiration. Rather, the efforts I want to share with you were supported through consensus and communication with the elected officers of the association and the board of directors itself. These efforts are not flashes in the pan. They're successes that will be eclipsed by leaders to follow, and will build on them in the years to come. You need to know that your association continues to thrive in virtually every way possible, from business opportunities to the highest membership numbers in more than a decade. Our federation is strong. Chief Kerr and Chief Sinclair led efforts to painstakingly review our governance model. One of the action items that came from that process was the need for us and our various components to simply communicate a little bit more effectively. We delivered on that promise this year by hosting our first leadership forum, and that included representatives from divisions and sections, their leadership, representatives from the Women's Fire Chiefs Council, and our diversity executive leadership program. That process energized our association and galvanizes the teamwork that we must have to succeed. However, I'm happy to report that we're just not thriving as a membership association. We're making a difference every day as a clearinghouse for leaders in emergency services, and we serve as an incubator for good ideas that make our profession safer, more effective, and more accountable to the public that we serve. In the last few months, thanks to the fortitude of a few metropolitan fire chiefs, our association decided to form an urban search and rescue committee to help organize and then strengthen our nation's ability to manage and improve the 28 federal Type 1 USAR teams. USAR is regularly a core function of many departments, and so it only seemed natural that the IAFC should fill that gap. Of course, technology has also changed the way we do business. In our communities, I would argue, apps and computers are almost as essential as hoses and Halligans. Our association, in collaboration with Esri and Intermedics, created InMass, the national mutual aid system, whose goal was just to simplify and improve the process by which we can order and track and identify resources for large-scale disasters. We had a successful deployment during Hurricane Irma and Harvey, and now en-masse is gaining momentum and is going to change the way we do interstate mutual aid with a little bit of luck. When you combine efforts like this with strategic change that FirstNet will bring, thanks to 100% of states and U.S. territories opting in last year, it's easy to believe with me that we have many successes ahead. I'm also proud this year that we helped secure passage of the Firefighter Cancer Registry Act, reauthorization of the Fire and Safer Grant, and reauthorization of the U.S. Fire Administration. We helped secure an extension of Medicare add-on payments for ambulance transport to offset the cost of doing that business. We were also able to insert a very important provision into the big tax cut bill, a tax break incentive for business owners to retrofit their properties with fire sprinkler systems. And our success is not limited to North America. It was my opinion at the start of this year that our association credits ourselves as being international by simply pointing to the north and recognizing our Canadian friends. But fires don't burn any different in the United States than they do in Croatia. And opportunities to learn and create win-wins are found on the international stage. The International Fellowship Program has enabled firefighters from Saudi Aramco to visit the United States and learn the culture and the teamwork that you can find in fire departments here. Building upon this ultra-successful program, we hosted a conference that we mentioned earlier in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Persian Gulf. And I tell you what, that conference taught me that our association and the emblem that's on a lot of your shirts, that's a valued currency in the world. In the years to come, our influence internationally is only going to be limited by the resources we have to provide that service, because I assure you, demand is solid and it's seemingly on the rise. With the creation of the Arabian Gulf Fire Council, I'm proud, I'm ecstatic actually, to report that the I in the IAFC has never been stronger. In another day or so, I'm going to transition to being a past president. I'm going to hand the reins over to this fine and well-oiled organization over to a buddy of mine, Dan Eggleston. Somebody who's a dear friend and somebody I would call, maybe not to his face, a fire chief's fire chief. I'm excited to see my kids for a few more than a couple of days at a time. And although Weston and Wyatt and Thomas won't be able to fool me over FaceTime that they clean the rooms, that's okay. That's okay. Most of all, I'm thankful that I still have a beautiful and awesome wife to come home to after a year of being absent. I hope that she remembers me and has not changed the locks on the door. I'm grateful to the men and women of my fire department, the City of Rogers Fire Department, for tolerating, if not enjoying, my absence over the last year. But fellas, the party's over, I'm back. To the members here today of our association, I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to serve you and represent you internationally, in the halls of Congress, and in all venues in between. I hope you're proud to be a member of the IAFC. It's your association. You need to stay involved, or if you're not involved, get involved. Our association is not made better by those who just show up to get a membership card or a t-shirt. Rather, we need you to contribute, ask some questions, and then share solutions. I wish Dan and Gary and Otto the very best in the year to come. You're in for quite a ride, fellas. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Dan Eggleston to join me on stage so that I can give him the presidential ring.
Here,